Tell Lekot.
Of the people forward. Family, the Congress of the People, family. Well, Comrade Chairperson, I must agree with you. So when we were playing soccer those days, at Christianenberg Stadium. So, you know, if you come from the Free State, you speak Sesotho only. So you kick this ball sometimes and then it nearly goes into the net and then the people say, "Sorry boy, sorry." So, you know, then we would wonder, why do these guys call us Soli? You know, we're not Soli. Because for us it was a name, you know, it didn't become clear that they're saying, sorry, it took time. Comrades, first of all, good morning. And thank you very much for inviting me to join you this morning. It won't be long, but I've been running to every one of the areas where I'm invited because it's very important that we convey information to the comrades so that comrades understand clearly what is happening. It's very difficult for people to support the work that's been done if they don't have clarity about what is happening. The most important thing about Bloemfontein, and Bloemfontein was the inaugural Congress. It was not the first, and we must, I say this deliberately so we keep it in mind. We said this is the inaugural Congress. We were not exactly ready. We didn't have branches. We didn't have structures all over. In fact, most of us were just volunteers. Then it was decided that we must have a nominate comrades who will lead the organization from there through the elections. And after the elections, we must prepare the organization, structures in the various provinces and so on, so that we can have the first national Congress. And the mandate actually says, if you look at your record, it says, in 2 years' time. That is the word it used, in 2 years' time. And that 2 years will end, it was December 2008, that 2 years will end in December this year. So I just give you that so that there's clarity about that. It says, if you go back to the records, it says that after we must go through the elections, and after the elections, we must call the first National Congress, after we shall have formed structures, branch structures, regional level, provincial level. And then we'll go to the National Congress where we can then have us elect this national leadership. And we were charged with the responsibility, that is to say the CNC, to prepare the organization inside of 2 years. That 2 years, the 2 years later, is Opelango December. We had a Congress National Committee last year, just July 12th, if I remember very well, where we took a decision with we must begin to jack up people so that we set up our structures and push so that the 2 years, my pair, we must have finished. And actually we still spoke at that time of October or something for Congress. But at the beginning of this year, something unexpected now happened. Because they started now a pressure that we must hold the Congress almost like immediately. And this followed a paper that was released by the interim youth who said that they don't want the leadership that is there, they have lost confidence in it, they must get written off, and all of that and so on. Now, it wasn't clear to us where this thing had come from. Nevertheless, after intense debates, because it became clear that even amongst ourselves, there were some of the people who were part of this process. So we said, look, okay, if this is how people feel, if we feel we can be ready by May, let's go ahead, but we'll keep reviewing the situation. As you now know, comrades, by the time of the beginning of May, there were provinces that announced that they were simply not in a position to go to a Congress because they were simply not ready. I started the process of talking to some of the leaders about this and to say, but why are we doing this when we still have 6 months to get to this thing that we have been given by the organization? But, you know, our words were falling on deaf ears. So, ultimately, as we moved closer to that Congress, there were 5 provinces, 5 out of 9 of South Africa's provinces, that pointed out that they would not go because they were not ready. Now, you must look again at the mandate of Bloemfontein, because it says that it gives you, you know, it gives you the numbers that you need to have. For instance, 70% of the provinces must be ready, 70% of the branches, all of that. So it was quite clear that if you, out of 9 provinces, if 5 are not ready, there's no way you can have 70% ready. And even in those provinces that were willing to go, the figures just showed that we're not ready. But ultimately, comment on the 27th, la meeting CNC, where it was agreed that we must convert the original idea and have a policy conference. Bengithi ke makhumeli uma mandate isinjalo kulonyaka odlule July, it was the 12th month about 12th kulento leni khulumayo. Now I kwabonaka ukuthi now patience nje ayikho. Imandate lesini eBloemfontein yayithe we must have 70% provinces ready, 70% yama region, 70% yama branches, yonke leyo nto leyo. Kwangafika kwangabisamamelwa manje ufuna ukuthi abafuna ukulalela labantu laba. Cha mase sifika ngoMay sifika ku CNC zabambana okusuka ngomhla 26 kwathi sebusuku salala ekseni savuka sangena kuyo kwasho ukuthi no akhonikezela kwasekuvunyelwa nokuthi no ma imane ibe i-policy conference sihlashele ku September ukuthi size ku Congress ngo September ngoba empeleni akho into elungayo savumelana ke kanti no sibalela sifundela phambili asiboni ngathi. So must figure ke makhumeli njengoba nayazi ke must figure ku Congress ku conference in a Centurion anangempela basho ke laba bamaphepha ngoba banokunuka indaba ukuthi lento lena ngiyakuyona akusilento enivumelele ngayo niyakule enye into lana sathi thina ngeke silele sivene lento siyayazi njalo